Hey guys, this is John Hockaday, and today we're kicking off a series of short videos of recent acquisitions that we've had over some just the very last few months and some maybe in the last couple of years. But these are all agents that were ready to be done. They were ready to retire or move on to whatever the next chapter in their life is. And we thought what would be helpful was just to do a little interview with them and get their feedback, like what they're doing now, but more importantly, kind of what their thinking was, what their thought process was as they came up to the stage in their career where they were ready to explore selling their book. If you think even right now that this could be you, this fits your scenario, that yeah, I think this is my last AEP that I'm going to go through. I'm ready to start at least exploring what the next steps might look like. I would really encourage you, and I would really appreciate it if you would give us a call now, and we just kind of start the conversation, because it usually takes a little while, and it can save us and you a lot of time rather than waiting till January or February before we start the conversation. There's zero pressure. I mean, zero. But if you think it's you, call us and let's you and I have a conversation, and then if it does end up that the timing is right for you, we can really hustle and be ready to close on your book right away as soon as we can in 2024. So hope that helps. And I hope you enjoy these. And if you got any questions, just don't hesitate to call us, okay? Okay, this is Steve Cooke from South Bend, Indiana. And Steve and I just met each other really, really recently. In fact, we met at the beginning of August of 23, and we closed this book before the end of August, which was really world record time. So hope you enjoy this little clip on Steve Cooke and his United Healthcare book that we just acquired. Steve and I just met each other at the very beginning of August of 23, didn't we? I just went back and looked in the system, and August the 3rd is when it got opened up. And this is a world record for us, bud, but we closed your deal on August 22nd. So really from the beginning till we really started talking about it till we were done, it was 18 days. That's never happened before.
Good book of business.
It is a really good book of business. So, hey, just give a little Reader's Digest version of who you are and kind of just like what your insurance careers look like.
Last 17 years, I only did Medicare. Didn't do any life, health, accident, nothing else. I just did Medicare for 17 years.
Yeah.
That was the insurance.
Yeah. Yeah. What did you do before that?
I was a Canadian sales manager for a company.
No way.
And I had 29 reps scattered from Vancouver Island to Newfoundland.
No kidding.
And fortunately, they let me work from home most of the time.
Yeah. Didn't know that. Well, so, what we're doing these little videos for is just kind of talking to people that we've either just recently bought their books, like yours is really, really recent, or maybe it's been a few years ago, just kind of how it's going, what kind of led you up to it to really start getting serious about this and think about selling?
A couple of things. Number one, over the last 3 years, I have been unable to write enough new business to replace the business and clients that I was losing. Of course, starting 17 years ago, when the Advantage programs first came to Indiana, my clients were already up there in age.
Yeah.
And that was an older book of business from 17 years ago. So I was losing more people to moving out of the state of Indiana and, of course, passing away.
Yeah.
And just couldn't replace them. And the other big thing was a lot of business with just Medicare are people turning 65. Well, the baby boomer generation passed that mark, and the numbers just fell off the cliff as far as those people turning 65. And then the other was the advancement of the internet and Facebook and everybody else trying to jump into the market now.
Yeah.
That hit pretty hard. And I think the younger people coming in were more tech savvy, so more open to using the computer rather than the old face-to-face.
Yeah.
More comfortable with people not coming to their home anymore. And almost all of my sales, I've sat at over 1,000 kitchen tables by now.
Yeah, sure.
And it was mainly local and face-to-face.
Yeah. Man, I hear you. Then you are right on the money. I think that is so true. You know, well, just like this though, you jumped right on this Zoom call. Do you feel like really comfortable with technology, or you manage? Or you fake it?
When I first got on the computer, the kids had to show me how to turn it on.
Yeah.
So no, I'm still not tech savvy.
I'm not either, man. No doubt.
I count on the kids or grandkids for help.
Yeah. Well, okay, so we just did this 6 weeks ago or so, 2 months, I guess. 2 months ago, we closed. Of course, we're right in the middle of AEP now, and your customers are. I know our team is working and communicating with them. Have you had any feedback? I mean, have you had much feedback from your customers, or what's that look like?
I was surprised by the number of retirement cards I've received.
Uh-huh.
Got a lot of that. Got a few individual phone calls wishing me luck in my retirement. Sorry to see me go.
Right.
And had a couple of people, they wish they had somebody more local.
Sure.
Because some of them still like the personal and face-to-face and just want that person that lives in town with them.
Right.
But other than that, hasn't been much feedback as far as interacting with Medicare allies or whatever.
Well, like the way we look, I mean, and it varies, but we feel like no news is good news, that it means our team's doing the job and people are feeling comfortable. And we really, that initial transaction and communication out to all your people that this is what's going on, that Steve's going to back away and we're going to be the new guys that are going to take care. We really try to do a good job with that so people feel comfortable. And
that letter meant a lot.
Yeah.
Very valuable.
Yeah. Well, Bud, what else? Anything else before we wrap it up? Do you?
I'd say two more things have come along.
Okay.
That I didn't appreciate in the business. In a way, I call it a little government intervention. Number one, anytime we're discussing an advantage problem, you're supposed to record the calls.
Yeah.
It's not going to sit well with the age group that I worked with.
No.
And secondly, the state of Indiana decided to get into the market and make a little money. And in order to offer a dual policy, they wanted us to take a course from the state for 3 hours, and for $175, you can take this course. I didn't like that, and I didn't like the idea of my clients giving me permission to record them. Some of them are going to say, take a hike.
I know the compliance has just escalated between the technology and the compliance. Those are probably the two main things that guys that are kind of, I'm kind of kicking it around to think about retiring the next few years. It's just making them accelerate. It's making them say, you know what, I don't want to do this anymore. So
that was me. I said, hey, I've had enough now. Yeah.
Well, buddy, we appreciate you. You've been really a gem to work with, and your customers. I've said this before on these little videos, but when your customers really care about you and you really care about your customers, you got a great relationship. It's a real friendship. When you pass that baton off to us, makes a really easier, smoother transition, because when you say, I recommend these guys, your recommendation goes a long way for us, because we got to help have that business stick. And we feel like, that first 90 days to 6 months is really critical, that we can build a friendship too with them, where they feel, yeah, well, I feel good about this, and we can help them going forward, So, well, don't be a stranger, man. You know,
Well, nothing else to do now, right?
I bet. Hey, thanks a bunch, Steve, for your time. Really appreciate it, buddy.
Hey, you're welcome, and you guys continue to do a good job.
We will. We will.
Okay.
All right.